Welcome to this week's edition of Inside the Huddle on the Sachem Report. I'm Chris Vaccaro. This is Steve Casali. We're here at Sachem High School East, the home of Steve Casali and the Flaming Arrows. The third seed coming into this 2012 season. Big start with the win over Northport, and just a great atmosphere here to play football now. Things have changed drastically in the last couple of years, and we'll start with that. What does it mean for you to be a Sachem East football player helping lead this renaissance?
It's an honor. We were working hard the whole summer, and on Friday we got a lot of support from the whole school. Like years before, no one would come to our games, but it's just an honor for them to just support us this year.
How about the differences? You were here in the beginning. You were here as this revolution has sort of happened, turning a program that was 1-15 at one point into a winning program that was one game short of playing in a county final. That's massive. That hasn't been done consistently at all across Suffolk or Nassau County. I mean, it was a real major change, and it's interesting to just be at the ground floor of that and help not only this year, next year, but going forward for the future of this program.
Yeah, just like Coach Bowish turning around for us. Like years before, we weren't doing anything during the summer, but every day during the summer we work hard as a team, skills and linemen, and just hard work pays off pretty much.
How about you at individual goals? What were you thinking coming into this season? Obviously, you're one of the Hanson hopefuls. You're one of the top players in the county. We know that. But how do you deal with that individually? And how much focus do you put on your individual efforts for the team goals?
It's an honor to be one of the top players in the county, but I focus on winning. That's all I focus on. It's not about me. It's just about the team in general.
And you're wearing a UMass football shirt. You committed there. Talk about that decision. Obviously, Coach Wojciechowski went to UMass. Stacy Bedell from William Floyd is there now, building up their program there, and you're going to be a part of that as well.
Yeah, UMass, I visit up there during like the winter. It just feels like a family environment, just like we have in Sachem East here. And I just felt comfortable, and I just can't wait to get up there.
How was the recruiting process for you?
It was pretty good. I had a few schools look at me. UMass was like the first school to look at me, and I respect that for them to offer me first. And just in June, I just committed.
I want to talk about, you mentioned the Northport game and the fan support. Opening the season at home is always big under the lights. How is that game just to get the season going for you? Was it sort of a reliever of stress to just finally play? It's been a long off season, a lot of work over the summer. What was it like to just touch the ball, to get 239 yards, to score touchdowns again, and to be part of the camaraderie in the huddle?
Yeah, just hard work pays off pretty much. We were all pumped for the game. We came out a little flat in the beginning, but the second half we all just came out with intensity and stuff like that, and we were just more physical and we won the game.
Okay. That leads into week 2, which is against, of course, a tough William Floyd opponent, the top seed in preseason seedings for Suffolk County. They had a very different type of week 1, losing to Connecticut. Injuries, cramps. Their quarterback, A.J. Tronto, didn't have the opening game he would have liked. How do you deal with that? What are you seeing on film? Do you stay focused? Do you think about their week 1 performance? Talk about the progression, what you've gone over this past week.
And this week they're going to come with everything they got. I think they haven't lost 2 games in 15 years or something like that in a row. But their coach is great, so he'll fix everything, and they're just going to bring it. And we have to have a good football game. And
the mentality of your team, you see a Floyd, you see a Sachem North, these top seeds, programs that have been there, that have won. How do you deal with that as a team? Do you focus on what the other teams do, or is it really just based on what's going on in your locker room and on your field?
We just have to give everything we got pretty much every week, and just look back with no regrets and just give everything you got.
Okay. The Sachem East gets the 3rd seed coming in. It's a high seed, which means it's definitely going to be a slightly more difficult schedule than last year. What's the talk in the locker room about that, about having a more difficult schedule, about having to really play the best football you possibly can, which is slightly different than last year because the talent's going to be slightly different all around?
Yeah, all our tough games are on the road, so that's one tough part. But this off season, it was a lot different than last season. We worked hard last season, but this off season we worked hard every single day, and just hopefully it pays off.
Well, you have a winning culture here, and winning breeds success. And you're all focused on that. You were working hard up at Monticello at training camp. I was there. I saw it. That being said, what do you want your legacy to be as a Sachem football player?
I just want to be remembered, and this whole team just being remembered as building this foundation to this school finally as a good football program.
All right, great. Thanks, Steve, for joining me on Inside the Huddle. I'm Chris Vaccaro. You can catch us every week right here on the Sachem Report. And remember, Sachem, stay classy.